Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody out there on YouTube or Facebook who's looking to share some thoughts. And today I'm going to put a couple things out there for you to think about. All of us, as we age, have to fall in and fit inside the safety rules within the province we're in. And BC, now we find out it's been reactivated again at age 80. We have to pass the driver's medical. Now, we've had to do that for a number of years with Class 1 licenses, but that includes everybody now. So if you're 80 years old, you have to, besides having a current driver's license, which you have to renew at the government building, you get a letter in the mail after age 80 asking you to go and take the form that they give you to your local doctor, and the doctor will take a look at the form and analyze you to see what kind of shape you're in. Now, if you're in good shape and you haven't had any heart attacks, and you can walk and talk, and you're physically in good shape, and your heart checks out, and your eyesight checks out, and you're pretty stable on your feet, your chances of getting a renewal are probably pretty good. The only thing that happens, it's sad, but it's a fact of life, and we have to accept that as an aging senior. If you've had the same doctor for a number of years, you get the relationship going where the doctor knows you inside and out because they prescribe all the medications and you talk to them a lot. But when your doctor retires and you get a new doctor, then you have to establish that relationship again with a new doctor. But it's primarily based on your general health condition. So if once you've had an X-ray or two and you've had your heart rate checked and your blood pressure's been under control, and your eyesight is good, your glasses are up to par, and you've had your eyesight done up, and you're still walking fairly good, and your mind and the health of your mind is becoming pretty popular now. And they've got a new test now, a cognitive test, in which you have a healthcare nurse evaluate you. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions. Some are math questions, some of them are common sense questions, and an example would be where they tell you they're going to give you a list of 5 items. It can be anything, just items. They're going to give you 5 words, and they're going to be items, and they're going to give you a chance to repeat them, and then they're going to talk about other things for a while, and then later on they go back and ask you to repeat them. Well, in most cases, that's a very difficult test because if you're being sidetracked at all by the talking of the person, you're going to lose track of those items. So good luck with that test, and it's a fair system because if you take a look at it, if we've driven all our lives and we've had good luck, like if you've been a careful driver and you've had good success and you haven't had major accidents, and they're looking for accidents where it was our fault. If we've had accidents were caused by other people, they're not our fault. No fault accidents. But if we were the cause of the accident, we're ruled as a causation factor. It's a different story. So in my particular case, I've got a lot to learn yet, like everybody else in driving. Been lucky to drive in snow country all my life, and had defensive driving courses 8 times in my life on the job, and that helped me to keep me out of accidents. So I have 63 years of accident-free driving with ICBC, and I had 7 years before ICBC. So I've got a fairly decent track record as far as accident prevention, but it doesn't. That's only a part of the picture. The actual analysis is made on what condition are you in right now. So if your health is good, if you've got good eyesight and your glasses have been changed and your hearing is okay, and you're able to walk and talk and answer all the questions in the COG test. I've had the COG test done 3 times now, and it's a different type of question. And the one part of the question that was the easiest one is what day is it? What day of the month is it? What year is it? What month is it? What day of the month? And where are we located at? Where are we at now? And pretty common sense stuff. So if you've driven your car down and you parked it near the office where you're getting your test done, and you parked your car, and you'll be able to find the office where you're taking the test at, and you're able to navigate down there and park your car and drive it legally. It's all going to be subject to how the analysis shakes out. So it's fair though, because it's based on your driving, and it's based on your current skills. So and they're going to go through and check all your records and see what kind of shape you're in medically. And then you do the COG test, and then they will probably get referred to a driver's test if you want to. If it comes to that, you'll have to take the driver's test. Now, I had an interesting discussion today with a guy who was a retired driver examiner, and he said the one thing that he recommends to people is that if you have to take the test, if you're directed to take the test, he said to go down and find yourself a driving instructor someplace and pay him to take you out and take you for a road test. And that way you have a separate analysis of the conditions. And it also gives you an opportunity to find out if you've got any weak spots. If you're making any errors in your driving, you can pick them up, and that makes you aware. So when you actually go for the government-sponsored road test, you'll have a chance to correct some of those errors if they were serious enough to cause you to lose your license. But take a look at the big picture. And, if you're getting up to 68, 70 years old, 75, 80 years old, and you've had a good driving record, and if we lose our driving ability, it's not the end of the world. Because we have a bus system, we have taxi cabs, and we have friends who have cars, and we have family. So if it becomes a matter of us being, pardon me, if it becomes a matter of us we shouldn't be out on the road because we might cause an accident, it's only fair that we give our driving privilege up. Or if we don't, and we don't recognize it ourselves, what I do, I have two sons, and my oldest son, when I take him for a ride once in a while, and I say, well, you tell me how I'm doing. I'll drive for a while, and then you drive back, and you tell me how I'm doing. If there's some things that you think that I'm not doing properly, make sure you tell me, because he's a good driver. Both my sons are good drivers, and tell them to make sure you tell me if you see me making any errors. And that gives me some chance to correct myself if they're pointing out any errors for me. The fact that I'm their dad, there's nothing to do with it, because if you're on the road, you still have to follow all the safety rules. So when we have that same responsibility with riding with other people. If we find that they're making an error in their driving, and I've had that happen with a friend of mine from Selmo, he might point out that I'm 5 kilometers over the speed limit or something like that, and it's a kind of a companion thing we do between drivers. So I wish you all a good time, and my particular case, my driver's medical has been done, the cognitive test has been done, and then it goes in, and the decision is made by the Drive Safe BC, and they will take a look at that, road safety, and they have the right to turn around and say, okay, you can't drive anymore. Or you can put some restrictions on the driver's license, or they can just let you continue to drive. And if it's a safety condition, well, we just give it up. That makes common sense. So we have to accept that, and it's called pay the fiddler. So if we dance to the music for a long, long time, and we eventually have to pay the fiddler. So I just wanted to let you share some thoughts with you and be prepared. I like the idea of getting an outside opinion, though. If you get recommended, if they come back and recommend you take a driver's test, that's fine too. And getting an outside opinion there, if you've got somebody, or go down and somebody's teaching driving locally, go down. If it costs $100, fine. Go take an hour or an hour and a half to drive and get them point out any weak spots that we might have, so we know ahead of time. So if we give us a chance to correct them. Now, if it's a medical issue, that's a whole different story. If it's a health issue or a medical issue or severe problem, or memory problems, stuff like that, or eyesight. You can, if you can change your glasses or have cataract surgery or something like that. But there are some things that we can repair and some we cannot. So when it comes down to the final analysis, we have to be prepared to say, okay, well, I've had a good life. I've had a good driving record, and if I have to give it up, we can do. And we have to keep safety as the number one priority. So think about that, and It's not a very pleasant thing to do, but we always have to take a look at the very end of life, and it's not the end of the world, because if we can still drive, we can still go out and enjoy things. And if we can't, we can catch the bus or get a taxi or hire a friend to take us out or have the groceries delivered or whatever we take, but we will survive. So I wish you a great afternoon and have yourself a fine evening, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. Bye for now.